Well, I think the markets are really reflecting it. I mean, if you've seen the Hang Seng index, it's been drifting down ever since this demonstration started a couple of months ago. I think the volumes have fallen off. I think most people are taking a wait-and-see attitude. I think if there is one or two things that's driving trading in this part of the world, definitely the talks in October 10th between China and the US is going to be important. Definitely the politicization of these demonstrations across the world. I mean, if you listen to some of the politicians in the US, linking those two definitely becomes a bit of a concern if this thing continues longer. But, you know, in the investment world, one needs to take a bit of a longer-term view. Is this going to be an escalation that's going to last for a long time? Yes, then I think you would be worried if, let's say this, I mean, I sympathize with the guys there. I mean, if this kid does succumb to his wounds, yeah, it will escalate the situation and might make it worse. Then people might reevaluate their investments in this part of the world and take a wait-and-see attitude. But I think if you take a long-term perspective of it, I don't think China is going to go away. Yes, there might be disruptions in the markets. There might be selling on the back of it. Say if the trade deal doesn't get done, then of course you get more angst in the markets. But one needs to take a wait-and-see attitude to see how this thing develops, because it's changing every weekend. And the question is, how does this escalate to the next point? Does it become a point where it becomes a critical part of the negotiation, or does it becomes an ongoing thing that stays in the front line for a while and after just kind of goes to the back pages of the news?
Yeah, Dan has a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Haren. You mentioned the talks that are coming up on October 10 in Washington. Explain to us the link between the unrest in Hong Kong and the dispute on trade between the US and China. Is this something that President Trump can leverage in his negotiations with Beijing?
I don't think he wants to link them together, but I suspect is that there is political pressure to kind of link the two together. I mean, you saw what happened last week when we had that rumor about restricting Chinese companies from US financial markets, and we saw an immediate reaction on all the stocks listed in the US. I think there is a lot of political pressure, and the longer this thing goes on, there will be pressure for him to link the two. But I suspect is that they're trying to keep the two separate as far as the Chinese are concerned. But as I said earlier, you know, it's a developing situation. One needs to keep a very close eye on it. At the same time, stay a bit more cautious as far as the markets are concerned.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.